I was the guy who never missed a reconciliation deadline. 3 years as the ops coordinator for a mid-size logistics firm, and I ran the vendor payment log like it was scripture. So when the CFO called me into a room with HR and 2 people from finance, I thought maybe I was getting a promotion. Instead they slid a printout across the table. 6 wire transfers to a vendor called Mero Freight Solutions. $41,200, over 4 months. Approved under my login. I'd never heard of Mero Freight Solutions. I said so. The CFO, a guy named Derek who'd hired me himself, just folded his arms and said the system doesn't lie, and neither do timestamps. Here's the thing about being the reconciliation guy for 3 years, you learn every shortcut in that clunky finance software, including the one nobody else bothers with, the audit trail export, buried 4 menus deep, that shows not just who approved a payment, but which device and IP address it came from. I'd used it exactly twice, both times to catch a vendor double billing us. I asked for 48 hours before they escalated to the police. Derek didn't like it, but HR overruled him. Firing someone without documentation was a bigger risk than waiting 2 days. That night I pulled the export. Every one of those 6 payments to Mero Freight came from an IP address that resolved to Derek's home network. And buried in my forgotten sent folder from 5 months earlier, a reply all email, ignored by everyone, where I'd flagged Mero as an unverified vendor with no business license on file and recommended it get blocked before onboarding. Derek had replied to just me, noted, will handle. He'd never handled it. He'd created it. I didn't confront him. I forwarded everything to HR and the audit committee at 6 in the morning, the IP logs, the vendor registration gap, and that one email proving he knew Mero was unverified 5 months before the first payment went out. By lunch, Derek was on administrative leave. By the end of the week, they'd traced 2 more shell vendors he'd been running the same way for over a year. I got a written apology, back pay for the 2 days I was suspended without pay, and, I'll admit I enjoyed this part, I was the one who got to walk him out of the building when the police finally came for the interview. I still work there. Nobody's questioned my login since.